How's everyone living today? I hope that you're having a very blessed week so far. I'm your host, Zach SchuZ, shoemaker at my home in Garrett, Arizona, and I've got another very special commitment episode in store for you with the number 24 ranked 2020 recruiting class by San Diego State. As I've got SchuZ Evans Jr., Keith Dinwiddie, and Lamont Butler here to bless you guys with everything you need to know about your future stars. As you've already got to hear from San Diego State star Matt Mitchell 2 weeks ago, but to stay up to date on future episodes involving commitment episodes and my upcoming series with Compton Magic, make sure to go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Zach Shoemaker. That's at Zach Shoemaker, ZachSchumaker. That being said, let's hop right in. I couldn't be more excited than to bring on one of the top point guards on the West Coast and in the country, and the number 37 ranked point guard, and the 22nd ranked player from California, a three-star who currently finds himself ranked the number 205th player in all the country, who has just helped lead West Coast Elite 17U, and is gearing up for his senior season at Riverside Polytech, and is the first member of the San Diego State 2020 recruiting class, Lamont Butler. How's it going, bro?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Pretty good. Let's just jump right in. I mean, you were the very first member to kind of commit to San Diego for the 2020 class, and now a whole bunch of guys are following. What's it like seeing all these guys and seeing your team start to really build up?
It's just amazing just to see how I can start a trend and just everybody want to play at San Diego State. San Diego State never really been like a big school for everybody to go to, and now that we're starting it up, it feels good. And then SchuZ and Key, that's some good players I really want to play with, and yeah, it should be a fun year when we get up there.
It's gonna be something special.
Yeah, it should be really fun, especially for the fans to watch.
What's it feel like? I mean, you got it kind of off your chest. You got the pressure off. I mean, you've committed for a couple months now, but what's it like feeling kind of the pressure gone now?
It's just a big relief. I can just play freely. I don't have to worry about showing out for coaches. I just know I have a home now at San Diego State, and I can just play freely and get better and work on my game.
What kind of led you to decide to go play for San Diego State?
Just I had a really good connection with the coaches there, especially Coach Acker and Coach Dutcher. When I went on my visit, they showed me just how they get down, and I just felt it was the best fit for me.
How much of an impact did staying close to home have on your decision?
It was a really big impact because I'm a really family oriented guy. I like a really small circle, and my family is a big part of everything that I do, and they support me in everything. And then it'd just be great for them to be close, to have someone to talk to if I'm struggling or something. And they're right there for me.
How big of an impact or pull did kind of your family have on your decision?
They had a big impact. My parents, we went through a lot, just going through the recruiting process. School's backing off. School's going heavy. It was a pretty hard process, but they kept me level-headed and just told me to get better. And then they said whatever school was right for me was going to be right for me. And it was San Diego State, and they agree with my decision.
Absolutely. So was anyone else kind of close to them that you really were considering, or did San Diego State just way above everyone else?
I was considering Rice University. I really like my connection with Coach Pera and what he was building up there, and Colorado as well.
When kind of did you get that feeling like you knew San Diego State was where you're going to be playing?
It was after my visit. They just blew me away there. Because everything was just it just felt like a perfect fit for me and everything I wanted to do in my college career. And yeah, it was just right fit for me.
As of right now, probably the game plan is for you three to be able to go play 4 years there. So what are you mostly looking forward to playing alongside the other two?
Just a lot of wins. I mean, especially SchuZ and Keith. I know they're some really good scorers, and I like to pass the ball. So I know they're gonna be hyped up. I mean, we're going to have seniors around us, show us the way, and then just trying to win everything, win league, get to NCAA championship, tournament, everything. Just keep winning.
I had Matt Mitchell on a little bit ago. I think he's obviously going to be the senior leader as long as he stays for his senior year. So that's going to be huge to be able to have him, a great scorer, one of the star players of the team, to be able to have him kind of mold you guys and get ready for the next future.
I've known Matt for a couple years now, and yeah, he was on my visit, and we linked good, and it just he said I'm gonna lead you I'm gonna show you the way, and we gonna win this thing.
Hopefully stays for his senior year, but I mean,
Yeah.
to be able to have a star player like him, kind of like I said, accustom you guys all to be able to get ready for the next future.
Yes, sir.
Is there anyone else that you're aware of that San Diego State's trying to target to add on to your team?
I know we're looking at Noah Tates. He's from Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
He's really good, and Coleman Hawkins. And he's from up north, Northern California. He's really good as well.
Coleman is someone that could definitely be a great, especially in terms of like being able to space the floor, is the perfect modern day power forward center, whatever you want to call him, but he just
Yep.
can space the floor, be huge.
Yeah.
Right now, he's ranked 24. But like I said, I mean, all three of you guys as of right now are known as three very underrated players, so that should be a lot higher. But what's your thoughts on being ranked the 24th best recruiting class?
Oh, it's an amazing achievement. We just gotta get out there and play, and just try to get some more wins and get better.
Obviously, you're a three-star player, and you are one of the top players in California. But what kind of brings along with that? I mean, every time you step on the court, is there an extra kind of amount of pressure or motivation to get higher rankings, or what kind of comes along with being a ranked player and well-known player?
Actually, like at school, like at my school, Riverside, probably no one really treats me like that. So I'm just really level-headed. Just stay humble and just keep working to get better. It's fun to just go out and play against some of the top players in Cali. You always have a target on your back. Just prove yourself and just try to win and get the job done.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the most key things any athlete, especially in basketball, that can have. I mean, like you said, just being humble, level-headed. I think those guys get the most respect. Even if you're the best player in the world, there's always someone that could be better than you or is better than you.
Exactly.
And when you first get a step foot on a college court, what are you the most excited for?
Especially for the fans, and also just competing with guys that I'm gonna build bonds with for the rest of my life.
What can San Diego State fans expect to see from you?
I'm just a old school point guard. I like to get the ball to my teammates to score. I play really good defense. I can score when I need to, and I'm a winner.
That's three things that you need from any point guard to help lead, especially in college.
Yeah, I mean, I pride myself really on defense and just hitting my teammates in the right spot, get their shot off, or get their buckets.
Absolutely. So now you're gearing up for your senior year at your high school. So talk about that. I mean, it's not really the most common thing to be able to stay at a high school for 4 years. So talk about that and what it's like being at your high school.
Yeah, my high school, yeah, it's pretty fun. I mean, I just like all my friends there, my teammates. I mean, I built great bonds with them. I just never want to leave them, so I just decided to stay. Coach Dotson, our head coach, he's been great all 4 years. He showed me the way, let me lead the team, and I just felt that it was the best decision for me to stay there, go out with a bang my 4th year there, my last year.
Be able to stay at one high school. I mean, for anyone that's a ranked player or a good player, you don't see them stay at high school for all
Right.
4 years. I mean, some of them go for 3 or 4 schools, but I
Yeah.
mean, be able to stay at one place shows how loyal you are. And I mean, obviously, you had other offers. I'm sure many schools were reaching out to you, but did you ever consider leaving to go any other school?
Briefly, but not really. It was just like a
Mm-hmm.
thought. It was a thought, but I always wanted to stay at Poly. It was just basically home for me, and
No doubt.
I didn't want to leave it.
But what was something you really focused on and working towards for getting ready for this upcoming season?
I'm really focusing on just getting a consistent 3-point jump shot and extending my range. In my workouts, I've been working on that. My shot looks a lot better. I'm shooting it more consistently, and just gotta keep getting better at that.
I mean, you got to play in Section 7. You got to go through summer ball this year. But talk about some of the stuff that you saw from this year playing alongside your team and where you guys kind of have as a team, your expectations to win this year.
Oh yeah, we're a pretty good team. I mean, we got great chemistry. All I do is get along. We're kind of undersized, but we have a really good defensive coach, and we lock up on defense. And then we got some great players on offense. One of our players, Chance Stephens, he's a sophomore. He can really shoot the ball. He has a couple D1 offers. And then Evan Oliver, he can really shoot the ball again. So we got shooters. And then we got some workhorses down low. So we should be pretty good. I mean, I expect us to go far, win league championship, definitely try to get a CIF championship and see how far we can go in state as well.
That'd be big time. So you wrapped up playing with West Coast Elite again this summer. So talk about kind of why you decided to play with West Coast Elite and how the summer went for you.
I really decided to play West Coast League because of the bond I built with like my teammates. Because I was over there for 3 years, and I just love my teammates like Clark Satcher, Ryan Evans, Jayon Jones, and Mar Brown. We played since 15U together. I built a great bond with them, and I mean we had a great season. Didn't end the way we wanted to, but I mean it was just fun to play with them again.
Coach Silver obviously does a great job with all you guys. I mean,
Yeah.
he's been able to build a heck of a program, obviously, with Josh and Nico,
Yep.
you, Aiden, Nathan. Now I got Sky coming over. I mean, so talk about kind of the impact Coach Silver's had on your life.
Yeah, he really gave me a lot of exposure to college coaches. He really put me on the map onto them, and then he just always taught me to be grateful and thankful for what I have in life, and just put that above that and stay humble, and just get to work and get better.
Coach Silver talks about when you first commit about how much of a growth you had, not just in terms of like your skill and all, but I mean when you first came to, I mean, you're about 5'8", 150 pounds, and now you've
Yeah.
turned into about 6'2" and 193 pounds. I mean, talk about that and what it's been like seeing yourself develop over the last 4 years to really being a late bloomer, but you've turned into one of the top players.
Yeah, like I've been saying, I just been staying humble. I really just been going to. I mean, I was in the gym in late nights, early mornings. Just working out, weight room about 4 times a week. So I mean, it's just been fun to see my growth. And then as as I got bigger, the game got a lot easier, and it just helped my game tremendously.
A lot of these guys, they do go in, they maybe develop a lot earlier and a lot taller and
Right.
stronger. But as things kind of catch up, they kind of get used to that. And sometimes some of them, not all of them, of course, but a lot of them kind of get lackadaisical and slow down, while others, like you, keep growing, but also you work as hard as you can to be able to surpass them.
Right. Yeah. And I know I still have more ways to go
Mm-hmm.
and getting better.
So when for you did the offers first start rolling to pile up?
They really started to pile up after my sophomore season, really in the summer like 16U. I had a really good summer, and offers started piling up.
What was it like when you fired your first offer?
It was actually crazy. I was sitting on my phone, and one of my coaches called me. Said, "Call this coach." I was like, "Okay." And then he offered me, and it just felt good that I get to go to college for free, and my parents don't have to pay for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a big relief, but I knew I had to keep working because offers are just offers; they're not official until you make it.
Everyone that plays any sport, the
Yeah.
first thing that comes obviously college. I mean, being able to say you're not paying anything for college and you get to go and you get to play in front of some of the best fans in the world, that's something that is just truly a reality that not many people get to live.
Yeah, it's truly a blessing. I just got to
Mm-hmm.
thank God every day for it.
Absolutely. Another thing that's really important to you is your grades. Talk about the importance of that and kind of how you became so serious about it and want to make sure your grades are always high.
I just like I always say, I always want to win. So like anything below an A is just I like kind of get mad at myself. So I
Mm-hmm.
just always try to achieve A's, and I just been working. Like I stay up late, probably like 2 in the morning doing homework, just making sure everything's straight. My mom always, my mom's really big on academics, so she never lets me slack off. And, and then I just have like a will to do my work and then do good on tests. I'm cool with all my teachers. After basketball, I'm gonna need to do something. So I just knew that academics would be an important part of my life as well as basketball.
That's something that not a lot of people sadly realize, but making sure you keep the grades high allows so many things because two things. I mean, first of all, you never know. God could say basketball is no longer a part of his path and on, and you could have an injury or something, so you just have that security. But also, you do get to play through college, and then you can possibly you graduate, you get an offer, you get your degree. If you're not being able to go play professional, which is a high possibility, but
Exactly.
also it's just another great thing is to know like it's not to say whether grades exactly get you to a job, probably not, but just establishing like that work ethic and that working intelligence can pursue you to a whole other level throughout the rest of your life.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I live by.
Is there any kind of your closest friends or guys you play with before that you've looked at and talked to possibly about teaming up in college or teaming up in the pros?
one of my close friends, Dominic Harris. I talked to him about going to college together before he committed to Gonzaga. But I haven't really talked to too many people about that. But most of my friends, they've been doing good in the college world. I mean, Nico and Josh, they're in Arizona now.
Mm-hmm.
And then like a lot of the 2020 guys, they're either committed or they have a bunch of offers. So I never really thought about teaming up with them. But Keith, he's one of my good friends too, and I was kind of glad that he committed to San Diego State, and because we go way back since like 13 years old, and that should be fun to be playing with him.
So when did you first kind of get the feeling that he was going to commit to you guys?
He actually hit me up right after his visit. He was like, "Oh, bro, I love it there." And I was like, "Hey, man, just go ahead and commit." And then he said, "All right, I'm gonna talk to about with my parents." And then he texted me like 20 minutes later. So I'm like, "I'm committed." And I was like, "Let's go."
Wow.
Yeah.
What's it like seeing a lot of your friends and the guys you've kind of grown up playing basketball with go and commit and also establish and kind of live out the dream that they've always dreamed of?
It's great. Just we used to talk about it, and now we're actually living it. I mean, it's just kind of fun to look back at it. And it's like, wow, we really were just regular kids, and now we can change our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just fun to see everybody going into their different paths.
You get to live out a dream you've always kind of dreamed of. You're playing in front of the TV lights, like that's the dream life. Your school is paid for. I mean, something that you're never really gonna be able to forget about.
Right. Yeah. It's just really a blessing to see all my friends be able to live out this dream.
Mm-hmm. Before I let you go, I'd like to wrap up with two questions. I mean, the first one is, who would you say in your life has been your biggest role model?
Probably my parents. They just worked hard for everything we have now. They really help my sisters and I. They struggle so we can prosper, and I'm just really thankful for that, and I love them for that as well.
Absolutely. I think God always is able to put parents or someone in our lives that can help guide us down the paths, and they always make sacrifices for us, which in return we usually do for our kids. And I mean, just being able to have that person that loves and establishes and makes sure you get your dreams accomplished as best as you can is something that is truly just a blessing.
Yeah, it truly is a blessing.
Mm-hmm. And finally, I always like to finish up wrapping up talking about faith. I mean, that's always something that's very important in my life, how I live every day of my life. But how would you say in your career and your life up to today, God's helped you?
Oh, God really put me in the position I am today. I try to read the Bible almost every week. I just feel like He's the centerpiece of my soul, and He put me on this earth for a reason. And I'm just trying to fulfill my duty and what He wants me to do. And I always put God first in everything I do.
Whenever you put Him first, you're able to go follow through the path that He's got set for you, which is awesome to live through.
Yes, sir. And yeah, my parents taught me that at an early age to always put God first, and I've been doing it ever since, and amazing things have happened.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you being able to come on today, my guy. Best of luck this upcoming season. I can't wait to watch you do what you do at San Diego State. Best of luck.
Thank you. I really appreciate you for having me on.
No problem, bro. God bless. Next up was the second man to commit to San Diego State University. You're not going to miss having what Keith Dinwiddie has to say as he comes on to discuss so many topics ranging from playing at Fairfax and all that's going on there, his commitment to San Diego State University, and so much more. All of that is coming up right after this. I'm ecstatic to be able to have on the number 26 ranked player from California, a top 50 shooting guard in the country, a 3-star that's known to be one of the most versatile defenders in all the country, the 229th ranked player, the leader and star of Fairfax High, and one of San Diego State's most recent commits, Keith Dinwiddie. How are you doing today, bro?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Let's jump right in. It's been about 1 week now since you commit. How's it feeling? The pressure off? What's it like right now?
Man, it feels amazing. Like to know I could finally sit back a little bit. Now that knowing I know where I want to go to college at, but I still got work to do because I still got personal goals and like team goals that I gotta accomplish this year.
Kind of like the reason you decided that San Diego was way better than everyone else.
one of the reasons like being is because like close to home and like I'm a big person like when it comes to family because like I grew up around my family, so like all I know is family first. So for like me to play and not have my parents there or like my grandma or cousins, like it'll kind of hurt me a little bit, and I'll get a kind of homesick. But knowing that my family could drive whenever they want, like literally an hour and 30 minutes away, just to come see me, it's like that played a big role. And also the coaches, Coach Jay Morris, one of the assistant coaches, he's been recruiting me since ninth grade year. And the head coach, Coach Dutcher, it was 2 weekends in the summer when it was back-to-back live periods, and he was at every one of my games, front row. And I didn't see no other head coach, so like that stood out to me because the coach, like he really took time out of his day and out of his week to come watch a kid hoop who he wanted to play for his team.
That's always one of those important things to always watch. I mean, to make sure you always have someone that doesn't just look at you as just talent and all, but truly is like invested in wanting, will pursue you for like everything.
Yep. And Coach Dutcher wants the best for life for all of his players. So like he loves all his players. He wants them to be the best they can on and off the court. And that it just goes a long way. He just wants to push you.
How does San Diego State separate themselves from everyone else?
The position I'm gonna be in coming in as a freshman, because like they're not really in like a big conference, but it's like if you do what you do, like you can make it out and do something big for yourself. So I didn't want to go to like the Big 12, which was what TCU was in, or like ACC, because I didn't want to go and then like I can't, like I have to wait, I have to redshirt because they got another grad guard coming or something who's bigger and older than me. So then that's just an opportunity that like I missed just because of following the bigger school. The bigger school didn't really play a part. It was just like how I trust the coaches, how I feel about the program, and like the school life. Like when I went down to San Diego State, like the environment was just cool. Like everybody messes with everybody. It just felt like I was at home.
Being able to like know that you can look out and you can make it out of pretty much any college place. You don't have to just be at one of the big programs. I mean, that's obviously a huge thing. Like I think one of the prime guys, especially at San Diego State, is obviously Kawhi Leonard. But there's so many other guys that's come out and that not only just been a superstar like Kawhi, but been able to make the NBA, go play professional for many years.
Yeah.
So who would you say in your life kind of helped influence you in terms of where you're going to commit? Was it your family, friends, coaches? Who kind of helped influence you?
It was more so like family, but it was also more like me. Like because my coach, Dinos, that was my recent AU coach, like he was like more of like the person to like just get me the opportunity to play in front of the coaches, and like when I did, I performed well. So he like got the coaches to me, but like after that, it was all on me, because like when I went like the day because I actually committed my last day of the visit there, but I didn't put it out until later on that week, because I remember sitting down at the cafe, and it was like right when like I was getting ready to drive back home, and they had to go catch a flight, I think, to see Che Evans, because they had an in-home visit with him on Monday. So like we're leaving, and then like we get out, and then my dad was like, "Do you like it?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "It's your choice." And like I knew right there, like San Diego State was the place for me to be. Everything was just perfect. So I went and told the coach. I was like, "Coach, I'm coming here. Like it's a done deal. Like you guys got me."
Was there any impact? I know Lamont had. Obviously, he was the first one to commit. Was there any impact he had?
I didn't really know Shea. Like I knew him from like middle school hoops, so like I couldn't really like I didn't see him in high school, but I know Lamont. Like I used to play with him back in middle school for like 2 or 3 years, so he's my guy. And like when I seen that he was there, and like once I seen what San Diego State was like presenting to me, and like the position I was gonna be in, like it was like a no-brainer, because I'm already like gonna be like roommates with one of my best friends, and like it's just a perfect spot for me.
Were any of the players currently on the San Diego State roster kind of help influence or kind of talk to you during your visits?
That was another thing. Like they didn't really, like when I was with them, it wasn't really like you know how like some coaches would tell the players, like try to convince them, like tell them all the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like that. Like they told me all the flaws. Like they were just being real with me. They was like, if you want like the big time premier college, like then like I wouldn't say San Diego State is a place for you. But if you want to go somewhere where you could get better and like hoop and actually work for something, then come to San Diego State. And like they were just cool. Like it was like I was at Fairfax at lunchtime, and I just seen one of my friends like for the first time.
That's awesome. What are you most looking forward to be able to play alongside Lamont and Shea?
Just getting into that arena and just like the feel of the crowd. Cause I know cause I don't really know how Shea plays, but I know like when me and Lamont play together, like we're almost unstoppable. Cause like first you got to worry about him, and then you got to worry about me, and then you're gonna have to worry about Shea. So we're gonna have the Mountain West like all turned up.
I think you guys definitely have a very special young group. You guys have a lot of underrated guys. I mean, Lamont's someone that was really a late bloomer. You're someone that's really kind of came onto the spotlight in the last year and a half, 2 years. And then Shea obviously used to be a top player and then obviously had the injury. I mean, all three guys are guys that have super high ceilings that could really produce at a very high level, the next level.
Yep. Yeah, most definitely.
You happen to know about anyone else you guys happen to look out or trying to recruit?
In the 2020 class, not really, because they didn't really have like saying that was the thing. That was another thing. Like they didn't really have that many recruits. Like it was only like a certain few people who they wanted. But I know in the 2021 class, this kid named Peyton Watson, I used to play with him when I was little, and I think San Diego offered him like earlier this summer, and then he told me like he doesn't mind staying home, and I'm like, bro, like if you want to come play, like just come to San Diego, bro. It's a great opportunity for you.
Mm-hmm. You also got to go play with the Patriots at LA versus Bay game as well, right?
Yeah, he was on my team. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How was that experience?
It was a really good experience. Like we were actually like competing in like the drills, the scrimmage, to the game, to everything. So it was fun.
No doubt. I think it was definitely a well-covered game and something that I think they obviously produced a lot of the top players that came out and played it, and it was really a great show.
Yeah.
How did you originally get invited to that event?
I know because Ronnie, like from being from LA, like the last year, he saw me like progressing as a player, and he just felt like I needed like opportunities. So he was like, "This is your chance to become a social media, like to start your platform or whatever, and just get out there." So he was like, "All you gotta do is just hoop." And after the game, I think I had like 27 points, and we won. So I felt good. It was good.
There were some of the top players. To be able to put on those kind of numbers is huge.
Yeah.
What would you say was the biggest thing you took away from that?
Not to be cool, because like a lot of top players, they just get comfortable. Like I'm nowhere near comfortable where I'm at. Like I want to make it to the top and like do everything I can to be successful. So just not to take anything light. Like every time, every chance you get to play, like you got to give it your all, like it's your last game, because you don't even know if you're gonna be able to play tomorrow when you wake up.
You never know when God's calling for the time to possibly be up, and just always putting it on the floor and just not really caring about rankings or whatever it might be. You just want to go and play basketball.
Most definitely.
Talking about a little bit more about rankings, San Diego State does have the 24th recruiting ranking in terms of your guys' class. So what's it like don't get part of that?
Recruiting class doesn't matter. Like I know, like San Diego, they got 3 dogs in the 2020 class, and I think we can go head over anybody.
When it comes down to it, just who can play at the highest level, play together.
Yeah, exactly.
When you narrowed down your options, you kind of were looking at it. You obviously publicly made 8, but when you guys were talking with your family, did you kind of narrow it down to any less than 8?
Yeah, because originally, because I only had from the 8, I had 6 offers, and Marquette and Wake Forest, they were like, you got to come up to campus first, and then we're gonna officially offer you. And I knew like right away, like if a school is saying that, like they're not really invested in you. So I just put those on there like just to fill it up. But it was gonna be like from the start, TCU, San Diego State, and Washington State.
What can San Diego State fans expect to see from you?
Just a great all-around player, like because I know when I get to college, like I'm gonna have to step everything up, my defense, my shooting, because everything's not going to be as easy.
Let's transition and talk about your high school season. Obviously preparing for it. There's been a lot of stuff up in the air and changes recently, but you were able to win a state championship. So let's talk about that first. What was it like being able to win a state championship?
It was amazing because it was like coming off a season where you should have won the state championship to go into a season where you did. It just feels good, and like you know the difference.
Talk about some of the stuff that's come out recently. Obviously, you already had a little bit of coaching changes when Coach Bake retired. He was replaced by Coach Moore, but talk about that and why he was fired.
I just know like something happened, like when they did the background check, and they just said like he wasn't cleared for something. They had to remove him, and then like that, like personally, it kind of hurt me because I was looking forward to like having him as our coach because he's a great guy. Like that's still my guy right now. but it did hurt a little bit. I guess our new coach Reggie, like he heard about it, but Fairfax called him about it. Like he didn't apply. So and then from there, like he got the job.
That's awesome.
Cause he had the most experience out of all the other coaches. Cause he was at Pepperdine and LMU, and he won multiple state championships for Redondo Union and Lusinger.
Definitely have a coach that has a lot of pedigree behind him is gonna be huge.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on him? How do you think you guys are gonna work together this upcoming season?
I think it should be good. Cause like he's a great coach. Although like he does make us run a lot, but like his strategies and stuff is great. He just wants to get the best out of you, and he's gonna do whatever it takes until he gets the best out of you. Like he's not gonna let you give up. That's for sure.
You should have a guy like you said that wants to push you and make sure you guys can get the most out of you. It's gonna be huge because obviously you guys won state, so you guys are coming in. I'll probably win state championship again, so that's gonna be huge. Possibly go out and win back-to-back years.
Most definitely.
Talking about AAU, how was your time playing with Belmont Shores?
It was one of my best years at AAU because I got to play with DeSalter Wainwright, TJ, and I went to Cobra with him, and I grew up with him, so that's like my best friend. So I got to play with him along in the summer. Tari Eason, played with Bradley, which is all like kids who I grew up with, and like we did pretty good.
So what part of the games did you really focus on this last off season to get ready for your high school season?
My body, I had to get a lot stronger. I had to get faster, and my handles for sure. Because if I want to play quick, I gotta have the handle on the string.
Out of your whole AAU career, what were some of your favorite memories?
In 9th grade year, I played with the Truth. That was when we were EYBL, and then on that team, it was me, Jaime Jaquez, who's at UCLA now. It was a bunch of players, but I remember we played Team Penny in the third session to go. This was to qualify for Peace Jam, and that game I had 35 points, and I hit the game-winning 3.
Wow.
As a freshman, but it was 16U circuit, but still like that was a big moment for me.
That's huge. I mean, like you said, that's something you probably never forget about, being able to come down as being one of the younger players and still have a huge game.
Yep.
Have you ever talked to some of your friends or some guys, and who would they be that if you like want to team up with someday, maybe in college or in the pros?
TJ, that's my guy. Like that's like my brother. It'll probably be him. And if like I'm gonna just choose a big and a guard, and for a big, it'll probably be Bradley as a warrior. Yeah, like those are both my guys because we damn near played like all of AAU this summer together. So like we were with each other 24/7.
I think definitely Brad. He's someone that finally got to blow up. I mean, I think for people that's been able to see his game has known he's a star player, but to see him blow up has been awesome.
Oh yeah, because I've known him since before me and both of them had college interests. Like when we were seeing all these like freshmen getting offers, and we were just freshmen playing for our high schools, just trying to get better.
Absolutely. Seeing some of the guys you've grown up playing alongside through AAU, through high school, through school ball, what's it like seeing a lot of your other friends start to commit and get their offers and all that?
It's amazing. Like it makes me feel good, cause like just to see like all my friends just strive and know that like we all on the right path and we're not doing nothing to restrain ourselves. Like we're doing all of this for the better. And I just want to see like all my guys be at the top and succeed and just provide for their family the way how they want to and not to worry about anything.
Absolutely. I think it's definitely cool to see whenever your friends succeed, it's always a great time. But to see you guys, it's again the world of sports, basketball, football, baseball, all that. See your guys you've been working with and you've grinded and you've kind of gone to war with. To see them also succeed is awesome.
Almost like every kid from California who like is committed or got an offer is like we were all there when like people were talking about this kid and that kid, and like we had no attention. Like we were bench warmers in middle school, and like now to see like everyone who was like the same people who I was sitting on the bench with are now the same people who are going D1 and are going to be pros in like the next 3 or 4 years.
Before I let you go, I was just like talking about 2 questions. So the first one is, who would you say in your life has been your biggest role model?
I can't pick one person, but it'll have to be my parents.
Absolutely. Parents always have a key role in your lives, especially when they're able to help embrace you in terms of what you want to do down the line in your future.
Yeah, because like no matter what, like no matter how mad they get at you or like whatever they do, like you can never be ungrateful because they brought you into the world, they provide for you, they sacrifice for you, they do everything for you. So like the least you could do is just give them thanks and just be appreciative for what they do for you.
100% agree. And the last thing I would like to finish up with is I'm a strong believer in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So I would like to hear, how do you say God's helped you and brought you to the path that where you're at today?
Man, God, he did all this. Because I know, like, recently, like 3 years ago, my uncle, he died. He played for API with, like, Terrence Ferguson. He had cancer. So he died, and, like, that was hard for me to get over with because I was just young playing basketball. So, like, I just, like, dedicated everything to him. And I remember, like, earlier this year, my grandpa died. And it was during our first Westchester game. And I probably played the worst game I ever had. Like, it was just like I was just breaking down like every second. But like the second time we played him, I prayed before the game, and I ended up scoring 35. And I had to give all that to my grandpa and God.
Absolutely. I mean, God always is there for comfort, and that's the great thing about having Him. I mean, no matter what stage of life you're in, the highs or lows, I mean, He's always there, and you can always go to Him for help and comfort.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate you joining me today, my guy. Best of luck this upcoming year at Fairfax, and I can't wait to see what you're able to get done, obviously, playing at San Diego State. Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, no problem. God bless.
All right, for sure.
Coming up next is one of the top players in Maryland, and actually he's one of the top players in all the country. He's fallen down a little bit of rankings due to injury, but he's still the same player and he's ready to bounce back. Coming up next, you're not going to miss hearing from SchuZ Evans Jr. as he comes on to discuss his injury, his rehab, his decision to transfer, and of course his commitment to San Diego State University. You're not going to miss it. Coming up next. I'm blessed to be able to welcome on one of the top forwards in the country who's currently ranked the 174th best player, along with being the number 7 ranked prospect out of Maryland. But these rankings are only due to an injury suffered, so let me introduce him the right way. He's one of the top 50 players in the country, along with one of the top players that have the spotlight on him since middle school. He's the leader of Team Mello and is gearing up to finish off his high school career in Philadelphia. He's one of the most recent additions to San Diego State's number 24 ranked recruiting class. SchuZ Evans Jr., how you doing?
How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. Yourself?
Yes, sir.
Good. So now you've committed just a few days ago. What's it feel like? How do you like it? And how are you enjoying officially being committed?
It feels great, you know. I feel like everything is just off my shoulders. It's a big decision. Ready to lock in and get healthy.
What was the reason you decided to go to commit San Diego State?
I decided San Diego State because it was ultimately the better fit between them and Boise State. And Coach Acker has been recruiting me for the last 2 years. We recruit me really hard, and that's really made a difference.
Seeing something like what Kawhi Leonard was able to accomplish now, obviously, into the NBA, and you have a lot of the same, like, a frame and kind of the body like him where you could run this forward kind of position. Did that appeal to you at all?
Yeah, well, yeah. Watching Kawhi's impact as a player through film while I was at San Diego State was crazy. Like, his path to the league was definitely fact that he developed one, if not one of the best two-way players. I can learn from the staff. They can help me achieve the same goals using the same way they helped him out.
So is there one thing that really separates San Diego State from everyone else?
San Diego State is just a no-brainer. Also, after watching a lot of film with my future teammate Lamont Butler with my circle, I love how he straps up on defense and you can see the floor. The other situations didn't have the point guard in that presentation, and that really was key for me.
Lamont's definitely the player that he's, like he even talks about, he's a pure point guard. He wants to go and make sure his teammates get the right shots, and he also takes the ball and shoot it when he needs to as well.
Right.
What are you looking forward to most while playing alongside Keith and Lamont?
I really look forward to just winning games. You know, I'm all about winning.
I think you guys definitely have one of the most underrated recruiting classes. I mean, it might say number 24, but once again, a lot of you guys, I mean, you obviously suffered your injury, so it brought you down a lot. But then for Keith and Lamont, the late bloomers.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Did you have family or friends or someone you relied on to help in your recruiting process?
My mom was supportive. It really came down to me, my dad, my godfather.
What would you say you're most excited for when you first get stepped foot on a college court?
Just to hear the crowd going crazy, you know, send chills to your body and just winning, man.
When you get a first step foot, I mean, it's going to be that same moment. I mean, right now, you know you commit. It's a great feeling. When you first get step foot, you like you said, you get a look up and you get to see everyone that's paying to come watch you play, and you finally get to realize that you've accomplished what you've always dreamed of.
I can't wait for that feeling, you know.
What can San Diego State fans expect to see from you?
Versatile guard, you know, who can score.
Let's talk about your injury. Some reports say you started feeling some pain about a year ago prior to the injury. But when did you start feeling it, and what was it like leading up to the main injury?
Last year I noticed a slight pain when I made a hard cut. I noticed a slight pain in my left tibia. I played through it at the Pangos All-American camp and the Nike Elite 100 camp. But at the Nike camp, It was the doctor told me shut it down only day 2 of the camp. It was a 4-day camp. Day 2, they was like they did this little test on me to see if there was a fracture. It was like broken bone in my leg. And they said it was after they did the test, so they just told me stop playing on it. It was like 17U where at 17U EYBL where it started. I played 2 games, but I came down wrong after a baseline ducking traffic. When I landed awkward, I felt immediate sting, like it was a stinging pain. So I had to just get the surgery, and it was successful. And now I'm just getting back walking and starting to feel better. I'm doing light workouts now. I'm just getting healthier. And without that, I played against most of the top 100 in camps. And I know for a fact that I'm top 30 when healthy. And as a true wing with scoring ability and toughness, I see myself excelling in college level because I choose the right fit.
Once you're able to just get on that court once again, it's going to show you're able to still contribute, and you're more than just able to contribute, like you said. I mean, you more than have the ceiling to be able to make it to the NBA and go further than that.
Right.
If you could go back, would you shut it down maybe a little bit earlier and not playing those games?
I definitely wish I just went back and just shut it down right then and there.
How would you say the recovery process is going?
Oh, it's going great. I'm getting back to jumping again, feeling better, working out. Still got that consistent shot. I didn't lose nothing. I'm just ready to show people what I'm capable of.
When do you think you'll be 100%?
January 2020.
And you'll be able to finish off the rest of your season, right?
Yes, sir.
Obviously made a big transfer, moving from Maryland now out to Philadelphia. Talk about that and what kind of went into that decision.
The decision to my transfer was supported by my circle. It just seems that I wasn't appreciated by the local media, and my work on the floor was kind of disrespected when it came down to local honors. I decided I needed bigger challenges, and I asked my godfather to research a private school that offer top academics and top athletics. He called my dad, came up with Newman Goretti after having ties to that area over the years. My dad visited the area, realized it was a great situation. And my mom was also on board. It was a family decision. I do think Delaney still in their staff 3 good years of development and just coming up short in state semifinals.
Playing this upcoming season, what's one goal you really want to hit for yourself?
Winning the Catholic League championship.
Talk about some of the highlights and some of the memories you'll never forget from playing AAU.
Oh, yeah, AAU has been great. The EYBL with Team L allowed me to face the best competition for college. My best friend, Justin Lewis, who was headed to Marquette, he had been by my side through all my injuries. He stayed over my house multiple times. He just helped me out and get through the adversity I was facing.
Especially in the basketball world or any sports world, to be able to have that guy you can always go to that kind of guides you and just is there for you no matter where you go.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You still have a strong pride from where you're from in Baltimore, Maryland. So talk about that and talk about kind of your sense of pride and what you bring with that when you represent them.
Coming from Baltimore, it was kind of tough, needed on the court. It brings that natural toughness. You hear Baltimore players always got that grit and toughness, Mm-hmm. I really didn't come from the city, but I always be around it. I never lived in the city, never lived in the bad parts world. But I will always hear and see something on the news, I stayed away from that. My parents always kept me in good neighborhoods, I thank my parents for that. They always looked out for me.
No doubt. And so you always have had a spotlight on you ever since you've been about 15 years old. But talk about that and what it was like getting a spotlight on you at such a young age and being able to play through that and kind of represent Baltimore and represent you as in your family.
Getting that spotlight at such a young age, people expected a lot, seeing articles talking about best high school freshmen in the world and stuff like that. Kids is coming at me every game. It's kind of funny because as soon as I step on the court, so you can just tell they're just out to get you. So you just gotta be prepared. And I had to get prepared at such a young age, So now I'm so mature. I'm just ready to go out there and just kill.
When was the first moment kind of clicked that you were all of a sudden a lot of guys and kids role models and you kind of had that celebrity feeling?
That was about when I went to Record Park and people coming up to me asking for pictures, talking about you the number one player in the country, come and get a picture. It was a crazy feeling. But now I got used to it, I take pictures for whoever asks for them. I never tell nobody no.
Definitely always be able to be that guy that can be a role model is key, I think, for so many people because obviously not everyone's able to play college or especially NBA. So be able to have that guy that people can relate to and kind of connect with is always something that kids don't ever forget.
Right. Absolutely right.
Playing in college, you get a huge platform, and then if you make it, which you probably will, to the NBA, what do you think it's going to be like to be able to like represent you, and what do you want to do like for the world and the community as an impact?
I want to go back home in Baltimore and just show people that, like, people in the NBA give back too. Like, NBA players got that stigma, that just that cocky arrogance, but I'm going to be totally different if or when I make it.
Obviously, there are a lot of those guys, but I think the media does unfortunately make a lot of bad stuff by players. You look at so many of these guys. I mean, the stuff that if you truly listen to the game and you are up to date and all with it, I mean, some of these guys are doing special things that honestly a lot of the people that slam them would never even dream of doing. I mean, you see guys building schools, building churches, hospitals, paying for kids' educations. I mean, giving back. I mean, there's so much stuff that they don't get credit for, but when those guys are able to give back, it's truly something special that most people don't do.
Absolutely right.
When it's all said and done and you are playing somewhere, well, where do you see yourself in terms of a player? I mean, what's some accomplishments down the line you want to have?
One, get healthy, get 100% healthy, get to college, get established. I'm looking to be freshman of the year in the Mountain West Conference. I'm looking to win 25-plus games, you know.
Is there a player that you kind of compare yourself to?
I would say I play more like a Paul George, like versatile wing, you know, strap up and can be a killer on offense.
Is there someone, one or two guys that you've really connected with that you've possibly talked about teaming up with in college or going and teaming up with in the NBA or pros?
Oh, yeah. You know, our best friend Justin, you know, we was talking about, you know, how early we was recruited early, you know. We just talk about how we just should go to school together, you know, but the different schools start recruiting us, and I start getting injured, and we stopped playing for a year together, and just stuff ain't just go how it was supposed to be playing. So new things come up, we had to just make something else happen.
In modern day basketball, we're seeing so much of the changes to where they're creating dynamic duos in the NBA and even college, and then I was seeing even in high school this year. But I think it's something that not all people realize. It's not the easiest thing that happens. It doesn't just come together. I mean, it has to work out well, and sometimes it doesn't work out. But as long as you create the connections that last forever is the most important thing.
Yeah, relationships and everything.
Finally, I have two questions I would like to wrap up with. But one, who the role model is?
Every kid looks up to LeBron on and off the court, you know. And I would like to say my dad, my mother, cousins, like anybody shows that they care for me, you know, my godfather, things in that area. Everybody would say athlete, but I don't really say the people close to me are my role models because they help me become the person I am today.
As a celebrity kind of role model, the person that you want to be like in terms of your career has always been key. The people that make you and are around you the most are the people you want to look up to.
Yeah, you never change from that.
My final question I would like to wrap up with is, how would you say God's helped you get to the point you're at?
Oh, God? Oh, my goodness. I thank God every single morning, every night before I go to sleep, you know. I'm a strong believer in God. And every time I get on the court, I pray before I play, you know. And I never question God when I'm injured. I don't question him. I just think it as a blessing in disguise.
God's got a funny way of just doing things, but we never know. It could be, for example, I mean, your injury, who knows? I mean, you were going to get recruited by some of the top places, but San Diego State is where you ended up, and this could be the place that propels you to where God truly wants you to be and make an impact in his home. I mean, just being able to always have that relationship with God where he leads you. I mean, we need more and more of those people in the world, because obviously there's a lot of stuff always challenging God and people's faith, but to have that in the headlines and in the world of sports is key.
Yep. Key. That's the key.
Well, it's truly been a blessing having you on here, my guy. Keep getting healthy, as I'm ecstatic to see what you're able to do from here on out, obviously in your senior season, and what you're able to get done at San Diego State. Best of luck, bro. God bless. San Diego State is obviously loaded for the 2020 class. Now, I got another big one coming up on Friday with Xavier. You don't want to miss what they're going to have to say, including CJ Wilshire and DeJuan Odom. Big-time stuff coming up, as you guys already heard from Colby Jones. If you haven't catch that one, make sure you go tune in. Now, stay up to date. I got a Confident Magic series coming up as well with guys like Evan Mobley, Dalen Terry, Dre Harris. I got Mikey Williams. I got so many more guys that you're not going to miss hearing from. Make sure to tune into that. That series starts next week. So the only way to stay up to date on that, though, is go follow me at Instagram or Twitter at Zach Shoemaker. You're not going to miss hearing from say. Now, whatever platform you may be listening to this on, make sure to go subscribe, follow, like, comment, give 5-star review. Do whatever you can to continue to spread this movement. I truly do appreciate all you guys. And with that being said, SchuZ is out. Everyone will be the light of God, and God bless.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.